Hello and welcome back. I'm just going to return the 2P back to the station and the suburban coaches here through points number 11, and then we're going to have a look at R.355G, the green version of the 040 industrial tank locomotive. Nice smooth coupling there. We'll switch the points and then we'll rotate clockwise on the old turntable there, and then we'll bring out the old green industrial locomotive. Really great shade of green, isn't she? Up onto the turntable there, nice and smooth. And we'll rotate counterclockwise. There we go. And smoothly away there. Off through points number 17 and number 18. In this green and black livery, the industrial locomotive was available between 69 and 72. Got this lovely black line running around the tank and a great big number 27 printed on the side of it. Now she's moulded in green plastic and sprayed up in black and red, as we see. It's got metal buffer beams just pushed in and the old trying tension lock D-shaped coupling there. We've got unfluted coupling rods. They are quite shiny at the moment, so I've just cleaned those up. They had begun to sort of tarnish quite heavily and a little bit of rust there, but they've cleaned up really nicely. And if we look through the cab here, if I turn that slightly, you can begin to see some of the wiring from the motor in there. And we've got a little bit of a coal load on here, but really quite pretty with this black lining, I think. The back of the model here, we see the great big securing screw straight through the back of the coal bunker. Bright red buffer beam, just like the front, with metal buffer heads pushed straight in. The old tension lock D-shaped coupling. Coal bunk has quite a fine load of coal there with these great round windows in the back of the cab. And here we can see that little bit of damage I mentioned earlier where she's been involved in an accident of some sort. Terrific looking model from this angle though. Just another swift look at the front end of the model here. We can see these two metal parts. This is the chassis protruding through the body. That helps hold the whole thing together, along with that large securing screw we've just seen on the back. Nice detail around the smoke box door there. And we've got these lovely arch-shaped windows in the front of the cab. The old brass whistle here seems to have been bent very slightly, but I think I'll leave that as it is, otherwise it may just snap off. And we've got this great water filler detail here on the leading edge of the tank here. Now this model is not specifically listed as having magnehesion, but she does get some of that effect by this drive wheel being so very close to the magnet in the motor. If I just lift this, you'll see we do get quite a little bit of pull to the old track there. So I was never sure whether that was an accident of design or whether it was designed in on purpose, but you do get that extra bit of pulling power just with that effect, just like a separately fitted magnehesion magnet on other models. But as I say, it could be an accidental part of the design, but we'll have a look at the chassis in a moment. There's been a number of versions of this industrial locomotive dating back to 1960 and going right up into the later part of the 70s, I think. We'll just bring her to a stop just by the station there near points number 10, and then we'll switch those and we'll take her through that diamond crossing and pick up those wagons sitting just in front of that bright red industrial locomotive back there in the background. I think we have those. And it's not such a heavy load this, but dragging all those wheels through the points and the diamond crossings there makes it a bit more of a load than it might be. But she's doing very well with it. And we'll switch those points behind them. I've just taken the old securing screw out and removed the body from the chassis. I'll pop the screw down there. Just a swift look over the body. As I say, it has been seen some action. There's little bits missing and some chips through the old paintwork. And on the inside here, let's see if we can see this. We've got triangle just in there. If we can keep that in focus, and then just down here we've got built-in Britain. Let's see if we can get that out of shadow as well. There we go. Inside's fairly tidy, and it has had some oil splattered off the motor here and there. But again, these steps are rather delicate. So, great looking mould. I think they used this for years and years. Let's see. It is a terrific looking thing. You can see how this will be quite exciting in starter sets for children. So we'll just pop that down and we'll have a look at the old chassis. And I said earlier that it has the effects of magnehesion but not listed as having it. We can see there that great big magnet on the back of the motor is passing that magnetism down through the steel-tired wheels down to the track, so I was never sure whether that's an accident or whether it was a designed-in feature, but it certainly does give some help to the model, and there is a lot of power available with these models. You can run them rather quick, but they've also got a fair amount of pulling power. You can see that motor has done a fair amount of work in its life. It's but still pulling strong. So these two little tabs here go through the front of the body, and the old securing screw goes through the back of the coal bunker and secures the chassis at the back there. We'll just pop that down to one side. We'll move the track out of the way. And this box isn't from this model, but it's another near identical model. So we'll just have a swift look at it. We can see there. Now this is a test run only model, as they say, but it looks barely unused and barely used. Sorry. We'll just have a look at the end of the box there. R.355G. We've got 040 industrial tank locomotive, and that brilliant price there. Look at that. So we'll just whip it out of the box. I'm not going to take it out of the tray, but we'll take it out of the box. We'll just pop that box to one side. So stick it around the other way round. It's a bit better than looking at the empty window. We do have instructions with it, and it does have possibly the wrong model number in for the blue version of the industrial tank there, R.355B. So you can see it's significantly darker in colour to this other one, isn't it? So we've got two different shades of green that have been used. So we'll just have a swift look at that. Let's say if you look in there, you can see into that motor there. It's had no time at all on it, and those wheels look just as though they've been to test the locomotive. So nice thing to have. Just have a look at the back side of the tray, all in very nice condition. So we'll just pop that to one side and have a swift look at the old instructions here. Just running out of space. So again, we've got a servicing scheme leaflet here with lists and lists of names. Goes on and on and on. Always nice to have these bits of paperwork. So I'll pop that over there, and then the instruction sheet. Again, quite a general instruction sheet, but it does have the old model number R.355, and we've got a date here of the 3rd of the 6th, 70. So it's nice to have all the paperwork with a model. So this just seems to be all printed on the one sheet rather than a folded sheet, as we've seen before. So perhaps they've just rationalised it a little bit. So we'll just pop that to one side. Here we've got the old 1970 catalogue. So you can see we've got a great dealer stamp there. We've got Triang Hornby Munich edition 16. So if we'll just open this up, and you can see the model here, and she's on page 6. There we go. So R.355G, private owners industrial locomotive, and we've got the price list here. So there's very dull printing in this catalogue. The colours are very muted, but the old price list here has also seen better days. It's definitely been folded a fair amount. So if I fold that over, turn that over, and we can see if we can find the old model number down here. Look, we've got R.355G 040 industrial loco green, and we've got the price in new money as well as old money, like written on the end of the box there in pencil. So again, really lovely thing to have, even though it is very fragile. You see the date of the price list here. Look. 1st of January 1970. Just catching up with this very bright green little locomotive, just coming around the inside line and passing the engine sheds there, making very light work of these wagons. And we're going to take her right around to the other side near the station, and we're going to go through points number 7 onto the outside line. Coming around there really nicely, through the point she goes, effortless through there. Very well behaved, that set of wagons, and we'll switch those behind her. And we're coming into the old third radius curve there, picking up a little power in anticipation of the old incline there, so it's going to eat up some power. And I hope she's just going to climb there with no effort at all. Just look at that. Really nicely done. And we'll bring her gently to a stop. Just having a swift look at the old wagons here. We've got the ever popular R16 brake van here. Now this was available 1953 to 67, a very long running model. Then we've got the old plate wagon here. Now this one was R19 in the Tram Hornby era, and it spanned the period of the changeover, and it became R019 in the Hornby Railways era. Now these were only available between 72 and 73, quite a short period. Great looking things though. And then we've got the old open wagon here with a timber load. Now this was R246, available 1960 to 61, along with the open wagon with the oil drum load there, available for the same time period. And we've got a couple of those there. I really like those, even though that moulding is very basic. I think they are rather interesting. Finishing off the rake today, we've got another brake van. Now this was R636, and this came along in 1967, and it was this catalogue number till 1970, when it reverted back to the brake van catalogue number we've just seen, R16, until 1975. Great looking thing though, with the old long wheelbase. Just watch as she moves away on the old incline there. Hardly any wheel slip there. So I think we are getting the accidental effects of magnet adhesion there, having those drive wheels situated so close to the magnet on the back of the motor. But I think that's probably it for this week. Thanks again for watching. If you look back again next time, we'll have something else from the Hornby range. Goodbye now.